Rastafarianism, right? I even studied, because I told you before I was listening to reggae music at that time, so even Rastafarianism. In fact, my father's best friend was probably one of the first white Rasta that I've ever seen in my life. He went to Jamaica in the 70s and actually, lived on a Rasta commune and everything, married a Jamaican woman in the 29 yards. So I was pretty, even Hare Krishnas, I studied about them too. So I was pretty much so, I indulged in studying different religions and to try to figure out what I feel is truly the path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Creator. And after that study, and after reading the Quran, then I realized that this is it. I didn't want to look any further. The simplicity of it, the very, mashallah, basic message, but at the same time, the depth of it impressed me. So therefore I took Shahada. I've been Muslim for over a decade now, alhamdulillah. I've been blessed to go overseas several times. I've also been studying Islam for about 6 years now. In the traditional methodology of studying Islam, which starts out with the Arabic language, then books of fiqh and also hadith and tafsir and different sciences. These are like Islamic sciences, so to speak. And I've been doing that for about the last 6.5 years. And hopefully Allah Ta'ala will accept me to be used, to be able to expound and explain Islam to others. And after that, I think there's no other questions I have to answer, right? How's my life? It's been changed. Obviously, it's been changed greatly. And that's something that is relative to every single one of us right here. Anyone who's accepted Islam, all of us are going to have a great change in our life from accepting Islam. And as far as taking care of my spiritual and physical needs, the first part I will comment that yes, and anyone who is striving to know their Creator, if they are doing it in a way that it is acceptable, yet they're following the path of the Prophet ﷺ, then their spiritual path will always be enlightening, even when it feels like it's not. That's a topic in itself. And sometimes Allah Ta'ala doesn't, sometimes our idea of spirituality here in the West is feeling good. But that's not necessarily spirituality. Because there's the body and there's the spirit. There are two different forces in human life. Feeling good doesn't always mean that that's what people are looking for out here in this society. People doing drugs and abusing substances like this, what they're trying to do is it's a fake spirituality. They're trying to feel good. But in reality, Islam doesn't necessarily, okay, I have to feel good about everything. No. It's a steadfast path that you follow. And that type of, that what we call istiqamah in Arabiya, in Arabic language, that being steadfast is what will eventually give a person peace. Because this is the word itself, Islam means peace after submission. That you remain in a continuous journey all the way to your death, and that will give you that peace of mind to be able to deal with all the things that happen in life. Because life, for all of us, no matter who we are and what we're doing in this journey that we're going through, there are going to be hardships. That's without a doubt. Allah Ta'ala has said Himself, the Creator Himself has told us, لِنَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. That the whole purpose of putting us in this world, in this life, is so that we will be tested to see which one of us do the best of deeds. Which one of us will behave in the most noble of manners. This is why this life, no one will go through it without hardships. So the spiritual part, of course, is there. But that doesn't mean that no one goes through hardships or struggles. And physical needs, I would say for myself, I don't know about others here, but that's actually part of the things that I had to sacrifice. So it wasn't actually that, I became Muslim and all some physical needs are the things actually that I had to sacrifice. So, that's my case for me. These are some things that I had to sacrifice.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters here, and hello to the non-Muslims here. One of the reasons why talks like this are very popular is that the question is, why would someone accept Islam? That's the number one question, especially I think today when you see that Islam is being portrayed in the media as being a potential threat. It's being tied to terrorism, militancy, extremism, irrationality. So I think why panels like this are so popular is that, why would this guy come work? My name is Maruf. I'm a doctoral student here at Loyola. converted actually in 1999 by taking my Shahada. I was in high school. Now, the Shahada or the Kalima is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. So I bear witness that there is no God, there is no deity, there's nothing that should be worshipped save Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. So saying these words, you become Muslim. And that's what I did in 1990. Similar to the brother here, the book I can say that changed my life was the Autobiography of Malcolm X, which was given to me by my older brother. I was in 8th grade. I was 14 years old. I read this book, and it appealed to me, I think, a facet of reasons. Some of the reasons was that I connected to the lifestyle that Malcolm X was living actually prior to Islam in the inner city. When he talked about, obviously, the drug selling, when he talked about the prostitution, when he talked about the gambling, when he talked about the racism. And I am of African American descent, so I would say there's very few, African Americans that are not affected by either racism. We even hear Obama mentioning and being, put in a situation where you have to speak, well, what are African Americans feeling? So indeed, the idea of growing up, or the feelings of growing up in a racist society, this is not right. Malcolm X in his autobiography, he talked about these things, and it appealed to me. And I said, whoa. And then I think one of the biggest reasons was that he connected the African American history. And in the American history in general, it's a strange history. It's a history of coming to the shores of America and leaving behind whatever culture, whatever ethnicity, whatever language you were speaking. In some cases willingly, and in some cases unwillingly, as we know through slavery, etc., etc. So is this, this doubt, this question that is really in all our heads, or should be at least, where did I come from? What is my background? Especially if we're disconnected, from them. So Malcolm X comes in our biography and he's saying, well, black people, you came from Africa. and before you came to America, you were more than just Negro. You had a history. And what he connected that to was you had a history influenced by Islam. Indeed, it's documented that many of the African slaves that were brought to this country did have Islamic backgrounds. So this is very appealing to a people that, as most of you, I assume you're college students, have grown up reading African American history, reading slavery, kings, civil rights, and that's about it. and so that's the problem with that. So I think, without a doubt, the initial stimulus of, if someone was a policymaker or they're concerned about, why come people are coming to Islam. I think as the sister read that Islam has surpassed the Roman Catholic Church in its membership. So if someone was concerned, well, why are people converting to this, this radical religion? If you're going to quote unquote, we don't believe it's a radical, we believe it's a radical religion. But from an outsider standpoint, why are people, why would they come? Why would somebody, especially raised in America, raised in the West, with all the material benefits, all the freedoms,